here at Point Park University, Pittsburgh, PA.
Good morning, Point Park University. Hello. Super.
It's not lovely. It's a bison.
Hey.
I look around this room, I see all of you here. This is the biggest crowd we've had for spring high school media day in Point Park's recent history. You believe that? Let's hear it for you guys. I look around this room, you know what I see? I see a lot of hungry young people who are eager to tell their own stories, right? Yeah. Who are saying, no, it's not dead, it's not over. I'm going to go use all that new technology. I'm going to use my smartphone. I'm going to use all this stuff that's available to me to go out and tell stories in ways that nobody ever thought of before. Right? Yes. Yeah. Where does it all start? It starts in high school. Your high school teachers are killing it. I know a lot of them. They're doing great work. They're using all their resources.
So since you love sports so much, what's your favorite sport to watch or play?
Probably my favorite sport is baseball. I just been playing it for a while, so I just like the action in it.
What position do you play?
Center field.
Center. If you could create one class at your school that isn't offered right now, what would it be and why?
And then there's an outro here as well. So really it's just scrolling and listening to when they start reading. Okay. Super, super simple. And whenever, whatever line she's on, you want to have it lined up with the arrow, roughly. It doesn't have to be exact, but just roughly that arrow. Over here is our audio board. We're only using 2 mics today, mic 1 and 2, which is wireless 1 and 2. I have them muted right now, so all of you can hear me, but we'll do a mic check in a little bit. All of these scary looking knobs and stuff, we never touch, and you probably shouldn't touch because most likely something will break. But the red ones at the top are the gain, so if you have them all the way turned up and they're still too quiet, you can mess with that a little bit, but you don't want to mess with it too much because it will make them sound fuzzy eventually. This little knob right here is our in-studio speaker, so this you can turn up as loud as you want so you can hear it, but it won't mess with the quality of the production at all. So it might be blasting out of this speaker, but when this is downloaded onto YouTube or wherever you're gonna put it, it'll still sound completely normal as long as these levels are okay. All right, they're ready, so I would say.
And today I am joined here with Sierra.
Usually I would count down and they would count down with me,
Thank you so much for joining us on Daybreak today.
but they just count down here.
So Sierra, what are some of your favorite classes over at Elizabeth Floyd?
I am a very big fan of English. I love English and I want to be an English teacher when I grow up.
I'm an English girl myself. And so your future?
I hope you guys get something from that. So I'm Sean Stipp. My title is Director of Visuals for Trip Live. My background is that I've been a photojournalist and I've covered a lot of major news events, international news events, sporting events. Before I mention any of the creative devices, which are like Silhouette and things like that, one of the best creative devices sometimes is to keep it simple. You know, the KISS rule, keep it simple, stupid, which is just like, don't overthink it. Like, if it's cool and you think it's cool, just like get a photo of it. You know, try to use this technique.
Example of that, someone who just took his iPhone, saw something really cool, an interesting piece of content, recorded it, put it out there, and then saw it go completely viral, and changed the course of his career, and really changed the course of the way we think about Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh Dad has gone from this simple, goofy thing, now he's out talking all kinds of stuff, making all kinds of money, and it's really become a big thing.
And I'm just going to share with you a couple of the things that I kind of wish somebody had told me right before I was going into college for a job or to learn about media or film, any of this. That I wish that I had learned these things walking in the door of college versus learning them at 30 years old. And the first one, keep making stuff. Especially at your age right now, keep making stuff. Every week almost, you should be making at least one thing. Because you only get better by starting things, finishing things, and releasing things. That process of starting, completing, release. Start, finish, release. Start, finish, release. It is only through going through that process multiple hundreds of times that not only will your work get better, but you're also making more opportunities for things to catch on, for things to be seen, to build a body of work that people can then assess you by, or to either get hired, to get a job, etc. My second piece of advice, of course, especially in college, is one of your biggest goals should be to make and build relationships. If you take anything out of today, that would be the number one. Make and build relationships. Learn to work with others and help others. Because for many different reasons, so many of the art forms that you want to go into, be it podcasting, film, television, digital, aside from being a stand-up comedian, so many of the art forms that you want to go into are collaborative. They are better when people are collaborating together and they are working together. Lucky. Just flat out be lucky. Go get Aunt Becky from Full House to get you into it. Be born to celebrity parents or rich parents. No, that's not necessarily what I mean by being lucky. But if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, do not discount how much luck is it going to be involved in all of your future careers. Pittsburgh Dad took off because it was lucky. We were goofing off and we got lucky. Mercury Men ended up on Sci-Fi because we were lucky. So how can you be lucky? It goes back to my first piece of advice. Keep making things. Because though I talked about Captain Blesto and Mercury Men and Pittsburgh Dad, those are the three projects that did something, that did anything, that garnered an audience, or led to a position, or led to a relationship. In between each of those projects is 20 to 30 other things that went nowhere. Like this water is just going to take them, you're just going to plummet. So the Logjam was up there, but my number one favorite is probably the Thunderbolt inside. I don't know that there's a coaster in the world that beats the Thunderbolt. Like I've been on the crazy ones, like at Cedar Point and stuff. Is there anything? YouTube can be frustrating because they can willy-nilly change their rules, change their guidelines, change their algorithms, and you're just kind of beholden to the whims of a corporation. And so sometimes people are always trying to game that system with like bad thumbnails and clickbait headlines and that kind of stuff. Our stance has just kind of been to be above that stuff. That we're looking more for longevity. And so, we see even in our own show, we see views kind of going, through peaks and valleys. And then you'll go through seasons of 6 months with low views, and then suddenly you'll hit 6 months where you're getting more views than you've gotten the previous year totally. We're just kind of always watching to make sure that it's just constantly trending upwards. But we don't react by when there's some super hot topic that we're not trying to capitalize on that super hot topic all the time. There are times when, I won't call them clickbaiting, but there are times when there's something happening in the news that we know people are going to be searching for, so we will address that in the episode if we think we have the comedy for it. So again, all anybody in Pittsburgh has been talking about for about 2 weeks is Antonio Brown. So when the trade finally happened, we figured, hey, listen, this is what people were talking about. Like, this is in our wheelhouse. We can address this. Or like, you know, when there was the eclipse and everyone was going nuts about the eclipse, like, don't look at it, the eyes open.